So this is going to be my first video. I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to call this yet. Something on the order of get informed, I don't know, learn something. But my very first subject I would like to address is something I've come across that's actually kind of terrifying. And it's called aspartame. Now, aspartame is made up of three chemicals: aspartic acid, phenylalanine, 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 something like that, and methanol. Now, technically, it was once on a Pentagon list of bioware, biowarfare chemicals submitted to Congress. Um, Now, this is found in just about everything we eat now. Sodas, breakfast drinks, cereals, all artificial sweeteners. It's mainly artificial sweeteners, sugar-free, low calorie, low carb, foods and drinks, and it's actually horrible for you. It breaks down when you eat it into methanol, which further breaks down into formaldehyde, which, I mean, we all know they use formaldehyde to, like, preserve dead bodies and stuff, so that can't really be too good going on in there. And then, I mean, on top of that, it also produces formic acid and a brain tumor agent called diketopiropazine. Something like that. I'm probably pronouncing it all wrong, but regardless, it causes brain tumors. Now, I don't even really know where to start with this. I mean, in layman's terms, too much of this will excite your brain cells to death. It's called it's excessive cell damage caused by aspartate and glutamate, and they're called excitotoxins, and they excite or stimulate your neural cells to death by eating these chemicals that are in all this food. I mean, we have reported cases here. In 1989, the FDA received over 4,000 complaints from the people who described adverse reactions. Now, the FDA lists aspartame as a food additive. It removes the legal requirement for them to tell anybody that it does all this bad stuff, basically. And another fun fact, if you combine it with things like MSGs or any glutamine products, it increases the likelihood of brain damage in children. Let's see. Yes, the chemical nature of aspartame is supposed to be for diets. It's supposed to help you stay skinny with all these low calorie and low carb diets, when in reality, it actually makes you fat. What happens is when you're drinking a diet soda or eating a low calorie bag of cookies or something of that nature, it's going to be suppressing your serotonin, which apparently you never feel satisfied. You're never happy with what you've eaten. So then you eat more. Most of these things that we eat containing more of the aspartame, thus feeding the cycle of you eat more, you eat more, you eat more. Which is absolutely ridiculous, being it's the exact opposite of what it's supposed to do. And then you have, okay, aspartame poisoning includes severe headaches, nausea, vertigo, insomnia, loss of control of limbs, blurred vision, blindness, memory loss, slurred speech, mild to severe depression, gastrointestinal disease. Oh man, I mean, the list goes on and on. here, seizures, skin lesions, rashes, anxiety attacks, muscle and joint pain, numbness, mood changes, loss of energy, menstrual cramps, out of cycle, hearing loss or ringing in the ears, loss or change of taste, and symptoms similar to those in a heart attack. I mean, it can shut down your thyroid. I mean, you can end up with a false diagnosis of Graves' disease. In 1992, the U.S. Air Force magazine said, I mean, you shouldn't take it in pregnancy. You can pass all these side effects onto the fetus. That people have suffered disorders with doses as small as that is found in a stick of chewing gum. So, and this was, because it's the Air Force, these pilots, they're saying who drink diet sodas are more susceptible to flicker to vertigo or to have epileptic seizures. They're potential victims of sudden memory loss, dizziness during flight, and gradual loss of vision. And NutraSweet, Equal, Splenda, your breakfast cereals, everything. It's in over 6,000 products on the shelf. Pilots have experienced seizures in the cockpits of commercial flights and have lost their medical certification to fly. 3 have died this year from aspartame. The FDA has received more than 10,000 consumer complaints on NutriPoison. That's 80% of all complaints about food additives. And they still just pretend like nothing's happening. I mean, it's 50% of these drugs that they're approving now can cause adverse reactions anywhere from severe and permanent disability to death. I mean, this stuff is in kids' vitamins. It's absolutely insane the amount of things you can find here. I mean, when you really start looking into this, it's absolutely terrifying. Basically, what they're doing here being, it's like a giant bioweapon. It's known to erode your intelligence and affect your short-term memory. It's essentially a chemical weapon designed to impact populations en masse. I mean, it was on the Pentagon list of biowarfare chemicals. This is insane. And I don't understand how this isn't a really big issue. Like, why this isn't being ripped off the shelves, why people aren't throwing fits, and it's because people don't know. And that's why I decided to start making these videos, because I'm realizing as I'm digging and learning how much I didn't know, and how none of my friends really know about any of this stuff. I'm telling them about it, and they're hearing about it for the first time, so I feel like I can kind of, spread the word. This is absolutely insane. Like, I'm sitting here realizing I have sudden memory loss and dizziness and stuff like that. And doctors, I actually experienced a lot of these symptoms myself, and doctors are like, oh, there's nothing wrong with you. You're fine. I don't know what to tell you. It's probably just this or that or, whatever little thing. And here it is. All these things can be marked up to the fact that I eat an almost all processed, all aspartame diet. Soda, juices, breakfast cereals, crap out of frozen boxes. I mean, the amount of products this stuff is in is absolutely ridiculous. I'm going to include the link to a few sites here that tell a little bit more about it. Even just basically more details of what I didn't cover in it. But it's scary. That's my first video on learning what's going on around you. I haven't figured out my title for it yet, but I'm Marilyn, and hopefully we can spread the word together, and I'll start kind of informing ourselves with what's going on out there, because it's getting out of hand. And we, as one person, you really can't do much, but you get a bunch of people together, and changes start being made. But somebody has to start those changes, so I figure, why not me? Uh, Hope you guys learned something here today, and will tell your friends and share this all over the web. Everything you're eating is terrifying and horrible. I know I'm changing my diet.